The officer was eating an apple in front of the man, when unexpectedly, the man picked up a grenade and mimicked him. The soldiers immediately tightened their guard, but the officer strode forward and gave him a brutal beating. Soon after, the man began to vomit and pulled a ribbon out of his mouth, which turned out to be the officer's medal. Seeing this, the officer quickly holstered his gun and asked where he had gotten it. However, the man didn't answer. Instead, he pulled out a pocket watch from his waist. The adjutant was stunned. How did his watch end up on the man? In the next moment, the man jumped into a well. The adjutant rushed over to look, and suddenly a hand reached out. The soldiers pulled the man out, and the adjutant was so angry he wanted to hit him. But in the next second, the watch was back in his pocket, and the man continued his performance, blowing air into his body with great effort. This action made the squad let their guard down, but the officer remained wary. The man tugged at his pants, seemingly searching for something. Then, with a simple movement, he made the soldiers burst into laughter. He comically wiggled his body, and with just a little effort, a loud fart escaped. The officer laughed too, because in his eyes, the man was nothing but a clown. What they didn't know was that this ridiculous man was actually the enemy's reconnaissance captain. Just moments ago, he had captured a captain and learned that 2 girls had been taken prisoner. They decided to rescue them, but with too many soldiers, a direct confrontation was out of the question. To make the soldiers let their guard down, he disguised himself as a circus performer and approached them. He dropped the grenade and quickly hid in a warehouse. The officer ordered the soldiers to fire. Just as they pulled the triggers, the man burst out, pushing a barrel. The soldiers surrounded him, but he accidentally fell to the ground. When they lifted the barrel, the man had vanished. Everyone looked around in panic, then heard noises from the roof. Looking up, the soldiers saw the man pretending to be a cat. It was then that he began his plan. He leaped from the roof and landed hard on the ground. The officer was stunned and cautiously approached to check, kicking him a couple of times and finding him motionless. But as he turned around, he realized it was a trap. Everyone scrambled for their guns, but it was too late. Every soldier was killed on the spot, leaving only a recruit standing there in shock. At that moment, the man stood up and raised his hand towards him,